Okay, we should be good. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Sean. You might, if you watch my videos, you might have noticed I've upgraded my audio quality. I've always had this microphone, but I never actually use it all the time. Especially not with my Focusrite interface that I've been using for a little while now. It's just much better if I'm doing videos like this. Now, okay, so yeah, you've probably seen the title of this video. Let's just dive into it. This picture of this little cat here is called Tootje. Tootje is a Dutch cat. It's my girlfriend's mum's cat. And funnily enough, when I was going to Holland a couple of months ago, Sony just dropped the firmware 3.0, which has animal IEF in it. Now, I thought I would edit one of the little photos that I took of Tootje and just talk about how good animal IEF actually is. Now, I love animals. I feel like they've got their own little personality as well, which is quite funny. Especially Tootje is so funny. She was running around in the grass and just playing while we were doing a bit of gardening, and I managed to get this lovely little shot of her that really showcases just how beautiful her eyes are and stuff like that. And I mean, it's razor thin, it's at f1.8. I know you can go a bit wider than that, but it was shot on a Sony 85mm f1.8, I believe I shot this at. Yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. It's a really nice composition. I'm going to do a little bit of cropping on it because I've got so much to play with. I don't really need to do much to this image, but I may as well go through it and just talk a little bit about the IEF. I mean, with Sony's new mirrorless cameras, it's making composition pretty much effortless. Because before, if you were using, like, I used to use Canon, for example. If you were shooting something like this, you would need to focus on like the left or the right eye and then recompose to get a shot like this, if you really want the eyes to be in focus. So I managed to do this and just get the composition I wanted, lightning fast. And I mean, this was shot on the A7iii, I should say, as well. Still an incredible camera. I know Sony's just releasing the A7R4, but you don't need to upgrade if you have an A7 III. I would say stick with it for another year or so. See what they're doing with the A7S III or the A7 IV, if that's coming or whatever. But without further ado, let's dive into this video and let's get started. I know I've been chatting for about 3 minutes already. So the first thing I'll do, usually I'll add a picture profile to my photos, but for example, I think camera portrait might be a bit too much. Yeah, I don't like that. So let's just Command Z that. So what I like to do, you can see if you shoot in a RAW format, a lot of when you look in camera when you take the photo, it shows you the JPEG of that file essentially on your Sony camera at least. What I like to do is, I'm going to turn the profile corrections off because it will give it a bit darker. Yep, I like that. I like it as I shoot it, you know, even with all the compression and all the aberrations. Sometimes I'll get rid of it depending on what I'm shooting. I just like this composition as it is. So if I don't like what I see when I add a profile to it, the reason this happens is because when you're shooting RAW, it's really washed out. If you're not a photographer, you might not know that. It just means you get more to play with if you shoot in a RAW format, like colours, details, highlights and stuff like that, and shadows. But things are really bland and your eye doesn't see it. So for example, what I'll do is to create contrast. Sorry Xbox, I'm busy at the minute. I will do that. That just creates a lovely S-curve there. And then what that does is underexposes it ever so slightly. So I'm going to just bring that up just about there. Just don't want to lose any detail in the midsection there. I'm actually going to expose it to about +25, but bring the highlights down because I want some of that fur to remain visible in the midsection here. So you can see already just what that's done. That's just with some sharpening, you know, well, clarity, adding clarity. Look how much more sharper the eyes are. It just adds in a bit of depth, you know. Then the next thing we're going to do is work on our vibrance. I put this to usually about +20, I feel is about what I see in camera. And then just go back and forth, yep, like that. And then pretty much, there's not much to do with this. Cats don't have bad skin. They don't have any skin that's under fur. So it's really easy. There's not much that I need to heal or take out. But what I will do is, usually I'll crop first, but Let's just see what kind of composition we can get here. I'm going to go 8x10 because that's the, I believe it's X, yep. That's pretty much bang on where I want it. I like to fill the frame, essentially. So I don't like cropping too much, so that will be about where I'd like to crop. Just bring it back just a smidge. Yeah, I'd say about there. Yeah, I like to fill the frame with the subject, of course. I'm so used to shooting headshots and portrait photos that I tend to do this. But the reason I'm doing this is because it's going on Instagram. 8x10 is the resolution that Instagram shows the most real estate on the screen. So if you're not using 8x10 format on your Instagram, if you're shooting portraits, you should. Right, so I've done that, and the next thing I'm going to do is, well, the background. I like my backgrounds to look more like paintings, and I like to maybe bring out some of the details in the background. It's hard to explain, but it's something I love to do. And how I do that is I go to exposure, actually, it's already on that, and then I'm going to just underexpose it a little bit and add some clarity to it. I don't know why I like this, but I just do, and that's the way I do it. So I'll just show you what I'm trying to achieve here. So I did press O for my overlay, there it is. I do have selective masking on, so that means I won't go into any areas that I don't want to. Just do this. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, so you're probably wondering why there's a finished picture of a cat right in front of you, and why I've stopped editing. Now, this is the finished product. Unfortunately, I use a little app called QuickTime Player. It's built into my iMac and it lets me record up to 5K on my screen capture. It's actually stopped working 3 times. I've tried to record this video 3 times, so I finally just gave up until I can find a better solution. But I decided to do a little bit of voiceover and just show you the end result here. This is about another 10 minutes worth of editing. I added a little look to it after I done all the background and made it look as good as I wanted it to. Once I got it looking up to scratch, I decided to go and do a little bit more on the eyes, just make them look really rich and vibrant, and that's pretty much it. It's just really nice, and I love this picture so much. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but Toetje means dessert in Dutch, which is really funny. She's a really playful cat, and yeah, she's just absolutely stunning. There's going to be lots of photos like these because I love shooting animals. I feel like they've got their own little personality, especially Toetje, so funny. And yeah, there'll be much more, so if you liked the video, please give it a little like and consider subscribing if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.